totally disregarding the egg. DK map is one of these like classic, well, I say classic, like month-old combos because you just have insane damage from the DK stun, and Snapfire needs that setup.
Yeah, generally Carl's hero pool has usually been, as we mentioned during the animator, off-laners that are played in the mid lane, like Sand Kings, Magnuses, Dooms, DKs.
I love that.
Yeah, but in this game, it's not really going to work out that much because, like you said, we need an egg hitter, and it may be DK mid, and so they may just opt to get. It has to be DK.
It's DK.
Yeah. So
I think it's a Snapfire or Warlock for T1, where they can like split the fight, have a counter initiation tool, and secure a lane for TB, or the Snapfire that we mentioned.
Snap just seems too insane. Let's see.
Kustink and
mulling it over.
They've got plenty of reserve time.
Because Zephyr and Whitemon both have played live, so they can flex it a little bit.
Yeah, they have a minute and a half of reserve time, so they can really think about this pick because Quincy has last pick, so you know, there's considerations to be made. Are there any like real toxic cheese heroes left in the pool?
Position 5 Oracle is also good, like especially against Axe plus Nyx. You have a Dispel mechanic, and TB plus Oracle has always been a strong combo. You can nullify the damage coming out from Puck, even Hoodwink. So that's also one of the heroes that they should consider.
That's true. Like, because I do think when you have TB versus some Axe Phoenix, you are really concerned about the lane because these heroes do a crap load of magic damage, and TB has the lowest HP in the game.
Zephyr did also play some Mirana earlier in this tournament. Another.
Yeah, they could run the five line.
I think in this case you need to like either pair line up with TB in lane or just get a like.
Okay, they do go for it.
Okay, so yeah, the initial thought, the egg hitter for Quincy crew, they lack possibly an offlaner or a safe
it's hard
laner.
to say with the Axe.
I feel you know this is gonna be.
War has actually not played Axe in pubs, so it would be a debut for him.
It would be just scrims, which I could see that happening.
For sure.
I know you are. I met him in the elevator at the animator, and he was complaining about the pubs. So maybe he just stopped pubbing so much and mostly just focusing on scrims. I could see that. But Lelis is a phenomenal act, so he's very good at this here. I could see him just taking it. Comfort. Oh, there's Jack.
Jack is there. Always nice to see my friend Jack in the background, not contributing much with the word, but he's there. He's there. Yeah, exactly.
Morphling. Okay. Yawar. I mean, this is probably Yawar's best hero. The Morphling. This is what when Sumail and Yawar came into the MC, and it was like all about Sumail Storm and Yawar Morphling.
A lot of magic damage against these high armor heroes of Terrorblade, Timbersaw, and DK. So I can see the shotgun potential.
Yeah, good against the TB in the game too. The only thing with the TB versus Morphling matchup is TB farms so quickly.
Yeah. I think in this game we will find out who has the real shotgun. Is it the Morphling? Is it the Snapfire? Real questions being asked.
Yeah, that's it for sure. I thought you were going to continue with that, but no, that's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Let's see.
To be more serious, I like T1's draft. This Morphling, they have enough burst damage. They have the lockdown. Also, Timbersaw should have a relatively free lane. It's going to be, again, a Hoodwink, so it doesn't really do too much, as we've seen in the previous series. So, yeah, say this is, in terms of numbers, 60-40 for T1.
I don't care about those numbers of cost. I care about the cooldown of scan. No, I didn't forget about you. You remember that DHL drop? Which one was it? Was it 150, 180, 210, 240?
Can we guess
production? Yeah, what's your guess, Jenkins?
240.
You are correct.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey.
You got baited. How do you not know? You're an analyst on the panel.
He's never right. He's never right.
We're going to
a restaurant yesterday. He's like, I remember a bridge. There's 60 bridges. This country's filled with bridges.
I remember a bridge.
And we didn't cross one.
Did we find the place or did we?
We did, but it was total luck. It was completely luck. Do not trust this man.
210 seconds, exclamation point, DHL drop C. You're correct. Be sure to visit the URL, see where you are on the leaderboard. Now, I don't trust you on cooldowns, but I trust you on predictions, Jenkins.
I'm gonna go with T1. I think the DK makes their draft really easy to play.
The cost?
Same. 60-40, in my opinion, for T1. There we go.
60-40 is your number. Jenkins going 1-17 is his number. And I want to know 2,000, specifically AUI and Sunspan with the cast.
Thank you, gentlemen. I would just like to say that Jenkins has no idea what he's talking about. Lacoste and I knew exactly where we were going the entire time. He just has no faith in human beings because he is, in fact, not one. Suns fan here with AUI 2000. Greetings.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome, Curtis, to this beautiful cast. This is the best of 3 between Quincy Crew and T1, a rematch of the Animajor. A lot of Quincy Crew fans, myself included, AUI, thought that they should have won that game 3. They were up by a decent margin,
I think,
and then lost.
honestly, I think T1 thought Quincy Crew was going to win that game 3, but they managed to claw it back as they do with so many games.
Yeah,
They're like supposed to win and they're actually winning, right? You can't close it out, then that's it.
Hello.
He took
He is dead. First blood, T1. Just right on cue. Praising Quincy Crew, and T1 gets it.
That's such a casual death, you know? He just sort of walked in there.
I feel like that's SVG's classic, though. Usually it's on Abaddon, so he doesn't really care.
But usually not like this early, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I didn't know that. When you
yeah.
respawn, you keep your fire spirits, because usually your respawn time's long, right? It's level 1. So you actually had 2 fire spirits respawn time. Completely worthless info, but
that's a cool trick.
I guess if you buy back, then it probably still has it. You can TP in a fight with them still up.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Doesn't matter at all.
I mean,
My favorite part of Dota.
You're saying that ironically, I think, but that actually is my favorite part of Dota, is that these little like intricacies that make no sense sometimes.
No, that is my favorite part of Dota.
Yeah, I
too.
think it's cool too. Yeah, very, very cool. Okay, so talk about the lineups. Who do you like?
I think it depends a lot on this bot lane, but since Kuku got first blood, I'm gonna go with the last time I saw this match was when Kazu was playing Timbersaw versus Nigma, I believe, and they zeroed him to kill IOTW in a matchup at level 1. And Morphling is susceptible. I also like what they're doing here. Actually, Aggro. Okay, I thought they were just blocking the way so that Timbersaw could come down here, but Nago trialing coming out.
Yeah. Talk to me about this. Is this will you work hair? I mean, it's Phoenix position 5.
He Ego tried it, but he immediately lost control of the equilibrium. So that means that MSS on the Hoodwink should have to come down here very early. Phoenix and Morphling are very bad trialing here, as you can see, like they're just getting zoned out. MSS needs to TP now. Axe does out farm Timber's 1v1, so they should just do it.
Yeah, and of course we were just casting. Well, me and Lacoste were just casting a couple Hoodwink matches for Alliance. They lost both in horrendous fashion. And I know you and I watch a lot of MSS. He is, I'm going to call him he's the one that's popularized this hero, I feel like. He's the first one to pick it, basically, and had great success with it.
Yeah, we saw even Kret picking it up from his NA brethren at the Animajor. I think he went like 7-0 in that game.
Yeah.
Hero looks good, but I don't know what's happening. I feel like the comp should have told MSS to come to bottom already. The camp's blocked, the lane's pushed. Your carry's getting free zoned out of the lane.
Leslau still level 1, but this will give him level 2 at the very least. MSS probably going to be out of XP range there, but it's not an aggro try anymore for T1. As who was it? That's Whitemon that came to the top
Lion
now.
TV's I guess the idea was that they were gonna get the lane back, Timbersaw zone him, but I don't feel like the impact is the same. No matter what you do to the Timbersaw lane, when he gets level 3 and 5, he's still sitting in lane 4. I do not think it's the same for them. Sure, it's heavily reliant on getting a good start. Oh, and they get the worst small camp spawn. I think they need to remove the small camp. Every other camp can like deny creeps if you sort of pull.
Yeah.
But this camp in particular, like, even if you only pull the range creep, it won't kill the range creep. It's really dumb.
You're not a big fan of Kobold, huh?
No.
What if they give him a little bit more damage?
Yeah, I mean they can rebalance it.
Or, I mean, it's the coolest model of small camps. I mean, he's playing a cup.
We can sort of compare like a top lane, Whitemon. I mean, he does a very good connection here, but the small camp would have got a 2 creep deny range, and then you look at this one bottom, and this melee creep's taking almost 100 damage. The other one's taking 50 damage.
That is true. We see the meta into the cookie. LOA. This might be his second death of the game. Yep, that last right click from Zephyr. As meanwhile, top lane, Whitemon takes a tumble, so trades across the map on respective position 5s. And this is we haven't really talked about. We've seen a lot of this at the Animajor, the Puck versus the Dragon Knight. Because like for the most part, it's just, you know, the DK will survive, both will farm. Do you see it the same way?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, DK has some potential to take Puck's tower if Puck tries to rotate too much. I think what's Quinn steal Bouncer and TP to take his own though, so that's really good for him. I think how they set up their lanes with the aggro has just been fantastic. This Morphling, he's just getting completely shut down, whereas I think if you lane versus Timbersaw, usually Morphling has a pretty good lane and some timings at level 6.
Leslaw's getting pretty close at the very least to getting his Ring of Health, which will allow him to sustain a bit in lane.
He opted for the boost before Ring of Health, which I think is a good aggressive choice. They used that to kill Whitemon once, and it's already paid itself off in that. It's not like you can really sustain versus Timbersaw anyways.
Yeah, but kind of what you're talking about here, the TB 19 and 11 CS versus the counterpart in Yuar 9 and 2.
Yeah,
So obviously not a good start.
the match used to be really more favored when you could ulti Terrorblade, and then you would use meta and go back into Morphling, and you could have meta while in Morphling form. It'd be super strong. They actually changed that, fixed it, I don't know what you want to call it, and now you can't do that. So the matchup it's pretty even now, I think. Maybe slightly more favored, but not with this start.
So why can't you do that though? Because if you have a little Shredder, for example, that still applies when you turn back to Morphling, right?
How did it
Or
work
Shadow
was
Realm as well.
before you would change back from Terrorblade into transformation type of meta, and that would make you keep it. I don't know why or how they fixed it,
Yeah.
but they just changed it. Like a lot of those changes are just like that.
Yeah, for sure. And MSS pressuring Whitemon off the lane. Will not die, but with that Battle Hunger just has to waddle his way back to the base. Yeah, tell me about the Morphling this game then. Is there anything, is this just going to be like a right-click Morphling or E-Blade Morphling, something like that, or you actually go for Ags at some point?
I don't think there's a reason for him to go to eggs.
You don't want to see the Axe with Shard? Double Axe?
Oh,
I mean,
I do. Wait,
cool.
like I want to see that, but do I think it's good? Right? Like, they're different.
that's true. Well,
I really want him to go there. I want him to go Blink Manta and turn Jax with eggs.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to, you have waveform. You don't need the
No, you need Blink. You need to commit.
Okay, but I'm guessing the way it works is you get Shard on Morphling. I mean, you get the whoever you copy
Yes.
Shard, right?
Yes,
Okay.
this is how it works. It's very. I saw Morphling.
All right, we see the Bushwhack onto Whitemon. The double call, actually, but it's going to cost a couple lives. Quincy crew. Nice double kill there, essentially. MSS and both Leslau each take one for themselves.
A little bit uncoordinated from T1. I feel like their tower's not under any pressure. I don't know if they should feel like they have to deal with this Axe. I mean, he's at his strongest point. He just got his Vanguard, and they're sort of committing on him. I mean, he didn't have Vanguard there, but that looked very far from death.
Right. Well, now that he has it, it's going to be cutting that wave, and
Because they put so many resources top, like, I feel Morphling is catching up now, right? Like, I feel awkward. You shut down this hero really hard, and now Savage is on his own.
yeah, Carl's going to get the Dragon Tail. Whitemon with the Earth Spike, but here comes the coil from Quinn, first of the game, into the Bushwhack as well. Illusory Orb is enough to take out the Lion, but not enough to take out Carl. Another good kill there for Quincy crew.
Raindrops, very good item, guys. Everyone bought it.
Yeah, I always forget it exists, I'm not going to lie.
Well, if you remembered, you get 500 MMR.
500?
500 MMR. 5,000 MMR.
Okay, it's unbelievable.
3,000.
Leslie now taking out not only the wave, but some creeps as well. Cookie's going to be dodged from Quinn. To take the little Shredder, though. That's a lot of damage. And with this haste rune, Zephyr secures himself the kill on the mid laner, Quinn.
That's an easy play. One thing that I noted, when the Tuzo port from T1 went top, but something that they did that was really good, actually, was they managed to keep their wagon alive. So if Axe is cutting her wave, wow, I missed
23
that.
Savage. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they left a lot to do this way, but they keep the wagon top block, which means Cuckoo can push this tower a little bit. They basically created like 700 HP on the tower, though, for Terrorblade's full lane dominance, and it ends up with Terrorblade dying. So I think overall, everyone's just dying. I'm not seeing it. I'm observing this.
That's fine.
We're all doing a
We're
better
catching
job.
enough to understand what's going on, but the thing I'm surprised by is that Cuckoo's level 6 is the Axe level 7. He was behind by a full level before he got some of those stacks along with those 2 kills. So he's having himself a great game after a bit of a rough start.
Well, they're going for a Timbersaw top here.
Yeah, Cuckoo. Word here a bit. Fire Spirit's there. MSS looking for the Bushwhack. Actually, Cuckoo eats the tree with that Quelling Blade to try to prevent it, but oh, we're going to have a pot. What? The horse happens here, AUI. We got a 3v1 surrounding Cuckoo.
He's gonna walk away
Okay.
because he used the Quelling Blade to cut the Acorn shot from MSS. It was
Yeah.
very fast there.
Oh, I didn't even know that was
You
the
said that before he did it, because I think I don't know, he tangled or something, a tree.
No, he
timber-
Quelling Bladed a tree because I think he was trying to prevent the Bushwhack on the
Okay.
tree.
And it came on
I didn't
cooldown
see the
again.
second one, yeah.
And he just used his 4-second cooldown
Yeah.
here. He shot it right as MSS was putting the Acorn shot down to stun him with Schwack, and I think that
Oh, we can see it
potentially was
here.
a kill. What actually.
All right, he didn't kill it. I just made it up.
He used Timber Chain to
And
cut it.
yeah, I just had the premonition here.
Look at
that this was gonna happen. Boom!
That's an Intel replay right there.
That's right. It's very true. This is not an Intel replay though. This is a choppity chop for Leslau with the rotation from Quinn able to secure themselves. You were wrong, by the way. That's
Yeah.
minus points on that one.
No, I have full vision. I'm showing why we're not playing because I didn't know this puck was coming at all.
I
And it's
see.
a very good rotation by Quinn.
Yeah.
And there's a reason we're casting, right? Like,
Yes, this is true. This is true. All right, well, Quincy's crew. Wait, I guess.
do you see this puck's net worth?
Yeah,
Puck
Quinn
is
is
the
not having
lowest
a,
by far. What happened?
is not normal for him, that's for sure.
This Dragon has 53 to 23. Yes, he's just dumpstering Quinn mid.
Yeah, that's. Whew.
And Carl, his laning has been extremely impressive at the Animager.
We're gonna get the waning rift here into the invis room, but Carl still pressuring the tower. With that minus armor from the little shredder, it's gonna be a lot of damage applied here. Very little resistance from Quincy crew.
We can see though, Lelis he just sort of dragged the creep waves into the neutral camps, which is why he has 77 CS at
Can you
9
stop
minutes.
saying Lelis? I kept calling him
Leslau?
Lelis at the major.
What am I calling him?
Well, it's Leslau now. He changed his name,
Well-
but it's just really hard for me to be on the same page.
Sorry.
Because I'm trying to get myself off of saying Lelis.
Keep changing their names.
I
It's
know.
very annoying.
SVG, aka
Oh,
LOA. Yeah, just too much.
That used to be Mojo Storm. So,
That was like 10 years ago.
yeah, but I still call him Mojo.
That's fine. I mean,
You know?
that's what it stands for. I think
That's
that's
true.
technically accurate, right?
It is very hot here, Sons.
Yeah. Leslau will be getting the Blink Dagger on the way. This is a 9-minute Vanguard Blink, my friend. That is pretty insane time.
That might be one of the fastest we've ever seen. 5.3k net worth in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For sure.
I wonder who they want to kill with it, because DK is very tanky, and Timbersaul's hard to kill. I think our option probably wants 23 Savage, but you can Zephyr. He's already sort of set up here to save that Terrorblade. They know that something's coming.
And Carl now in the jungle here. We can see some Quincy crew members on the way up there. Leslau joining that Blink now. We have some TP support from Mr. Timbersaw. Actually, we'll commit to it, but Quincy crew already out.
It's a Blink reveal, but I think Quincy crew aren't too sad with. At least they forced out the TP. Now if they attack the bottom side of the map, Timbersaw won't be able to get there.
Yeah.
A good reaction from T1 though. Dodging a 9-minute Blink Dagger Vanguard is a very important.
Yep, that's true.
Ooh,
You're
it's not
right.
a smoke, though.
The targets for them to go for are kind of difficult to kill for the most part.
Yeah, I like this. They have the timing, so they're playing around with wagons, right? They just to mid. I think the book should be coming for LOA here, get the 6, and now they have the timing.
And for their opening here, Zephyr might be the target if they see him. They'll take anything they can get at this point. They don't see him, which is a major issue. So, like he will survive. I'm not going to get much out of it.
A
At
bit
least
of awkward smoke. The ward was on Phoenix and not in the smokes. They just sort of walked across the entire map into their jungle defensively and didn't find anything. However, one thing that's going for them is that does secure Morphling a lot of time to farm. He's basically caught up with Terrorblade, and when you consider the starts, like I think he's pretty happy with that.
Yeah. This is 6-4 start here for Quincy crew as we see a disconnect coming out. Yeah, who would you give the edge to based on what you've seen so far in the game? Is it tip the scales in your opinion at all, or are you still sticking with your original?
I think it's completely based on teamfight execution. Like if Quincy crew get a good egg, they have the spell to protect it, both the bushwhack and the call. You can see them bait a really good fight.
Right.
However, like if T1 to actually sort of split up the fight a bit, they do have better lane shove with the Terrorblade and the Timbersaw. I think they can end up being very strong in these fights, especially since they do have that Snapfire with the low shredded Dakota egg. I think overall I'd slightly favor T1, but I don't think it's like 51-49 type of close, you know?
Oh,
I don't.
wow.
I'm not smart enough to have a real opinion on it.
That's pretty typical from any analyst, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's.
I'm used to
right.
working with Cinder, so I get it all the time, obviously. Goes without saying. Yeah, MSS now level 6. And yeah, the biggest concern from Quincy Crew's side is Quinn himself and the farm. He has fallen quite behind, like you said.
He's made some
Made
good
a
moves
little
to
bit of
catch
ground
up,
now,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
At some point it looked really rough, but after that kill on the
Yeah, initiation from Leslau. We see the Fire Spirits coming with the waveform as well. Zephyr will be chopped down by Leslau. The adaptive strike, Cuckoo. Enough damage to work. Oh my god, damage. Doesn't have enough to actually finish anybody off here yet, but will likely have enough to force Quincy Crew out.
look
for
at
now.
Lesnar. He can just fast play to top. Instantly kills bottom, is already TPing top, making our play.
Okay. Quinn, he's gonna pop that coil to start things out. Leslie looking for the initiation of an instant Dragon Tail. Breathe fire to follow, but here comes the egg. They don't leave any lockdown to secure this. So T1's just gonna casually run away. Carl TP's out successfully, but at the very least for Quincy Crew, a tier 1 tower. Whitemon TP's out as well.
I don't know when those trees got cut, but whatever cut them, probably Timbersaw. Carl just with the precognition, you know, he knew that Axe was coming, he clicks a stun, and it's a good game dodge right there. Do end up getting the tower, so both sides, I think, like morally, I think pretty happy with it on the other side. Yaro's going for the Lincolns. They do have a Dragonair alliance, so that does make sense.
Cuckoo's gonna run into Yawar here. So Yawar trying to defend this tower.
They can get him.
Absolutely. Actually, attribute shifted, but it's not gonna be enough. Finger of Death from the shadows. Whitemon. Nice pick up there for T1.
These teams have just been very fast at moving around the map. We saw like they call bottom, they're already teaming top. Lion's already setting up and DK's pre-killing, and instantly Lion gets to bottom after that top play. I don't know what path he took, or I didn't see if he smoked, but they do have a lane ward for Radiant, so I'm sort of, I should have seen it, but I didn't, fortunately.
I'll give you a little tip as an analyst. Don't admit that you didn't see something. Just make something up, people will believe you.
That's true. I have watched Mr. Kylecast. Free is free,
Makes
you know.
a career out of that, for sure. Yep, Quinn bouncing back a bit. He
has his witch, and he's caught up to DK and farm.
pretty close, only 300 off.
Why does Augers?
Really? Okay. I like that. As we see the MSS initiation here into nothing, just pressuring a little bit here. 3 minutes faster than average on this patch out of only 10 matches, so a little bit of a small sample size. Let's out, not able to get the Berserker's call off. Now they have to be careful. T1 Cookie actually will connect onto Quinn, and here comes the Phoenix. Coil is applied, but Quinn just takes too much damage. Coil's gonna get snapped here. MSS gonna get clipped by a couple of these kisses. We'll see if T1 can clean up anybody else here. Courier trying to get him mated here, but looks like MSS might fall as well. Oh, it's off the sharpshooter to get a little bit of a distance there, but it's not gonna be enough.
And really good play by T1. Just going for the mid tower when they force all the Quincy Crew's heroes back.
Yeah. Yeah, T1 looking really good. Okay, network lead at 14 minutes now for them.
I saw this a lot from Miracle, where he would go like 4-4-0, take the talent at 10. And I'm actually sort of glad that Quinn got punished there for that, because I don't think Puck should be allowed to do this. If he had Space Shift there, he 100% dodges that stun and lives.
Yeah, it does seem like a greedy build. And Miracle, the game that I saw, it worked out for him, but then I saw it another game afterwards and they got punished pretty hard.
Yeah, it's very risky, and I mean, I don't mind 4-4-0, but taking the 10 seems... If you really need 25 damage, you're clearing creep waves into 2 spells anyways, sort of my idea.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of regret there. Does have the just now though.
Leslaw's going for that Manta build, so he's identified that perhaps because Yawar and Quinn have both not had that good games, they need a little bit more to come out. The pure damage is very good against all 3 of the cores on T1, right? They're typically very tanky, high armor heroes.
Yeah, love to see it. But as we talk, the lead continues to grow in favor of T1 just slightly. Cuckoo extremely tanky at this point of the game. And from Quincy Crew's perspective, are you waiting for something specific? Do you actually want to wait for the full Manta shard on Leslau?
I'm not
what are your
sure.
pickoff potentials here?
So they just finished their Lincolns on Morphling, so that should
First item Lincolns, wow.
Yeah, it's against Lion and DK, so I think it does make a bit of sense. Ooh, Lion setting up on Yawar again.
Yeah, well, that's going to show that the Lincolns is there, and Whitemon now will attempt to run away. But LOA in the vicinity, no stun, of course. Adaptive Strike is there into the bushwhack.
Honestly, that was a really small play from Quincy Crew, but that was pretty sick synergy. Like, MSS predicted that Yawar was going to cast the push. They aimed based on that push. So I don't think it was hitting on the TP. I think Quincy Crew right now, they need to find a way to push lanes a bit further so they can see their move options. Or if they get a pick off like this, then they can pressure a tower. It depends on Morphling helps with that a lot, because they can push lanes further than he otherwise would have been able to.
And Quinn and company take out that tier 1 mid. But yeah, this Lincoln's pick up, that is an old school build on Morphling, I have to say.
It is.
As well, we can see the impact move here. double stun essentially.
That was a big impact move.
Indeed. Man, MSS looks so good.
He does. He's worked a lot on his mid.
Yeah,
Very
need to do
sexy.
this. Take some inspiration from him. But yeah, talk more about this Link, because this is super old school. This used to be like the first item you pick up on Morphling literally every game for like 5, 6, maybe even more years.
Yeah, I think from Dota 1 day
Yeah,
all the
Dota
way to like 2015, 2016, you would just
Yeah.
go Link as a Morphling. The idea was that you needed a lot of mana regen back then because Tribute Shift a lot more mana back then. With them increasing how much mana it costs, maybe that's sort of what's bringing it back.
Wait, you've seen more than this game?
What? Lincolns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of Lincolns.
First item?
Yeah.
Really?
Against single target disable, like right now, if you look at the map, like what does he have to fear, right? It's just Lion and DK. I mean, DK went Midas, he's probably expecting to go Blink and try to go for him. But it sort of makes sense in that sense. You saw that even though Lion rocked it with the Hex into stun, like Yao still got his Morph off, so even if there are more heroes, he would have lived. Just
Yeah.
gives you a little bit of a window.
Yeah, even if there's a way for them to pop it easily, it just gives him that extra
Yeah,
second.
exactly.
Because Blink Hex that's the fastest initiation in the game.
Yeah,
You can't really counteract.
I mean, Whitemon can probably, like, if he knows from Fog into it.
Oh, we have a coil to start things out here on Zephyr. He's on the outskirts here. Looks like he's going to get taken out. That's stun ray from below. Yawar was TPing, canceled it though. Okay. Now he's getting pinged by somebody, but
They know exactly where he is, and they know that he cancels his TP, so I expect T1 to bring a lot of heroes here.
okay.
They do have Esl already set up an area. He's acting as a barrier. Line from behind.
Yeah, Whitemon is actually by himself, and here come the TP, Carl, and that dragon from Lesnar with a Night Berserk call on to two. They're just gonna blow up Whitemon as a result. Looks like Quincy crew ready for that, like you said.
Yeah, Lesnar, he played fantastically. He knew that Morph was a little bit vulnerable, since he expended his TP, and he was just ready there. That was like perfect execution. Come from an unexpected angle. You pop the Lincolns and you instantly hex, but still wasn't quite enough.
Embrace picked up on the TB. It's a pretty good one. What are you hoping for tier 2s?
For Terrorblade,
Yeah.
Vambrace is good. Let me take a look. I really like Aquila because I like mana regen.
Okay,
And I think Pupil's Gift is very solid. Like any of the Essence Ring, Pupil Gift, and Nethershaw, they're like very defensive options. But I think Vambrace and Quicksilver are probably your best farming ones. Aquila, Vambrace, and Quicksilver. And Close Fine too. Honestly, all the tier 2 items are pretty solid right now in Dota.
I think they're quite balanced, actually. Fairy Trinket, on the other hand.
That is a good one. That's
Yeah.
mask as well.
Lesla has the Yasha. Of course, not 20 minutes yet. See if he goes for the shard before actually finishing the Manta.
Quincy, they want to go in here.
Yeah, they do. Cuckoo puts himself. What Berserker's call is there with the Sun Ray to follow. And that is going to be a very easy kill onto Cuckoo. And even the Mortimer's kiss is coming out from afar. Yeah, and they know that that's down, so it's yet another spell that they have to worry about for this potential push too. Even Quinn is going for Lincolns.
Yeah, it's just a really good item this game. It's hard to initiate onto these. Like, if you give Puck enough time to phase shift, he'll get that off. You give Morphling enough time to Morph and live, right?
Yeah.
You just need a little bit of time. Also, I really like the Morphling versus Timbersaw matchup. I saw this once. I think it was Ame versus Beast Coast at the Major. I can't quite remember. But he was Morphling against the Timbersaw, and at level 6, he just solo killed him. Because the Whirling Death is so good against these strength heroes like Timbersaw. And this Aegis has really swung the momentum of this map. Aegis means that you can push lanes further than you otherwise would. You can sort of take areas that normally you wouldn't deserve. And if you get map control with Quincy Crew's lineup, I think it's very easy for them to find kills.
Yeah. Just like you said, E-Blade is almost for Yawar, about 800 away from that bad boy.
He is so farmed now, considering his start. I mean, Terrorblade is 2,000 above him, which blows my mind. But considering Morphling's start, I thought he wouldn't be able to get into this Dota game.
Does that really blow your mind, though? I feel like we've seen Terrorblade literally every game throughout the Major until now.
That's true.
And he always farms
It doesn't
well.
really blow my mind, but I just saw Morphling's items like, wow, that's really farmed, and I didn't see Terrorblade. That worked
Right.
after.
That's true. Okay. Well, Lesla has the Manta. Now just need Shard for this huge power spike. I'm not sure if they're actually going to will for it because he's still too strong right now.
Then you have the Aegis. You should push forward on the map. Try to get your line as forward as possible. They do have the BKB on Carl, but it feels a bit awkward. These last maybe 12 minutes for T1. Because you don't have a blink on your initiator, your Dragon Knight. It doesn't even able to do anything but sort of react to what Quincy was doing. As a result, they sort of lost that lead that they built up early. Also, I have not been liking the Midas at the start.
I think the Invoker Midas has felt pretty good.
Invoker makes sense. Like, I mean, some of them are good, but I saw like Tundra, they bought 3 Midases. Not like that.
I mean, that game was that weird one,
That was
to
not
be
good.
fair. Yeah. So tier 2 towers down. MSS, by the way, position 4 Hoodwink has